The hot thing on the tip of everyone's tongue and tentacles right now has to be Splatoon. There's no need for any retrospective drivel that I would normally start my rambles with here because you all know damn well what I'm talking about. Ever since my first taste of the game at Eurogamer Expo in 2014, I was eagerly anticipating the release of this completely new and original Nintendo game, a brand spanking new foray for the company into the world of competitive arena shooter gaming. And now it's been out for a good couple of weeks and the game so far for me has been really good. The core mechanics and design choices in the game are done in such a way to cater for a wide variety of playing styles and tactics, and to be openly accessible to a wide variety of end users, old and young. It's a fantastically inclusive game, and it sees a good range of team combinations and approaches to marking territory and taking out the opposing team, for better or for worse. It feels awesome to play in the online lobbies, win a bunch of matches in a row, and then reap the rewards that come along with it. You well and truly get invested in these matches. It definitely has a strong addictive quality to it. Using the rewards you earn to buy more gear and outfits to level up is an incentive to keep on trucking along, as is Nintendo's strategy to gradually introduce new and free post-release content on a regular basis so we get access to brand new weapons and arenas to try out. And for those more hardcore and overly competitive souls out there, ranked battles have been going strong for a while now, changing up the formula to a King of the Hill style match, leading to some intense spaghetti western style shootouts between players to get control of the Splat zone. So it's a fun and fantastic shooter game, and mechanically it all works fluidly. But most of the echoing complaints I see about Splatoon are geared towards the initial choices made about the state of the online multiplayer aspect of the game, arguably the biggest selling point of the entire package. And generally, I am in agreement with most of the points made. They aren't nearly as glaring when I've been playing the game purely by myself, and to be honest, most of my time spent on Splatoon's online modes have been as a one-man wolf pack, happy to stick it out with whomever comes into the lobby. But not everyone is like that, and I on occasion would also like to be easily allowed to drop in and out of friends matches when I can. But Nintendo's current setup with the online matchmaking simply places you with a random set of players from seemingly anywhere in the world and just says to you, go play with these dudes, like some sort of negligent parent or something. It's fine if you're in there on your own, but when you want to arrange for a group of you to get into a match together, things get exponentially more complicated. Currently, you can try to get into the same lobby as a friend by finding them in the join with friends option in online matches, and considering that there's only like 2 of you wanting to be in the same match, then you normally have no problems. But when more of you want to come in, some people are often placed on a reserve list waiting for a space to open up from another player leaving, which can take a very long time, and some players can stick around for ages without dropping out. On top of this, the fact that matchmaking can pair you up with any randomer on the planet brings in another problem when trying to coordinate and strategize with your teammates. And this is where the major complaint about a lack of in-game voice chat functionality comes into the fray. It's not so much a problem in the casual online matches, but it is annoying to see your team halfway up the map when you're on your own trying to fend off the opposition painting over your base, with no effective way of telling them to come back and help out, apart from the barely noticeable hotkey shoutouts on the directional pad. But when in ranked battles, when the stakes are much higher, the missing voice chat feature sticks out like a sore thumb. And while you may be the best outright player in the arena, if your team isn't up to snuff, then your rewards are going to suffer as a result, which can get a little bit frustrating. The third point people like to bring up is the map rotation feature. As it stands, both casual and ranked online modes select from 2 set maps that swap out every 4 hours, and with this comes the possibility of players becoming burnt out and bored with the maps on offer on longer playing stints. Variety is an important aspect of a multiplayer experience. Players want to duke it out in a multitude of places, and limiting the spaces to play in isn't going to help here. And when the variety does change, every single player gets kicked out of online to watch the announcement of these new maps from Miss Moe and Miss Fanservice over here. This is a joke, by the way. I actually kind of like these new characters. And that's going to spoil the immersion a little bit as well. This feature also rips away the chance for the players themselves to decide where the fight takes place. A lack of a voting system present in other Nintendo games like Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Isn't a welcome thing to see. We can also see that they only use 2 maps at a time, but one would hope that the space left out here will hint at there being 3 maps in the rotation rather than 2 in the near future. Now I'm going to go through some changes that I would have personally made to the game, and it's up to you if you agree with them or not. On the gameplay side, we have the Squid Jump ability, allowing a player to leap towards a teammate's position anywhere on the map to provide rapid reinforcements. It's all well and good to use until the opposition sees your marker on the ground, takes aim, and immediately fires at you when you hit the ground. A small immunity period may have been a good idea to prevent this spawn killing tactic and make using the Squid Jump slightly less risky. Something else that I would add draws on the success of the Mario Kart TV feature in Mario Kart 8, allowing you to re-watch recent races and save highlights. Something like this in Splatoon would have been a really nice thing to have because not everyone has the means to capture their game footage. And come on now, I'm sure you'd like to watch a game back if you pulled off a really amazing play and then be able to save that for later use. My killer whale shot that killed all 4 of the opposition in one will forever be lost in history. Let it be known, however, that this video is not in any way bashing Splatoon as a bad game, because that is far from the truth. Splatoon is a great game. It looks vibrant and colourful, the music is incredibly well written, it plays really well online with a stable connection, and the single player campaign is a welcome distraction with a solid level by level progression system and well designed stages and boss battles. And I hate to admit it, but the amiibo integration unlocking the extra bonus missions was too tempting for me not to try. Splatoon is a seriously good game and well worth having on your Wii U library, but the things I've talked about here seem to hold it back from being a truly fantastic game, and they are resonating strongly with the player community. Most of them will be addressed in major updates later in the year, but it leads many of us to question if the game will still be relevant when they get implemented. We as gamers are quick to drop games and move on if the content doesn't get changed or missing features aren't seen to, and I would absolutely hate for Splatoon to fade away into obscurity because of it. It's a great and well-made game that could very well start up a new successful IP for Nintendo, and it's been a refreshing sight to see them put this game out. It's just being marred right now by the state of the online multiplayer. See to those issues and you will at least be keeping me invested in playing Splatoon for a very long time to come. And splat that! This has been one of my rapid rambles. Stay you and stay awesome. Also, to all of you DeviantArt wannabes posting your art to the Miiverse, sorry, but as good as they are, some of you have far too much time on your hands. And a big super massive hello to you all, and thanks for watching my Splatoon Rapid Ramble. If you like this video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like, a favourite, sharing it with your friends, and leaving a comment down below. My 2 most recent videos are in the annotations here if you want to see more stuff from me. I have my review of the short-lived Rayman TV cartoon to the left, and my rapid ramble on a game called Karma Flow is set to the right. And if you want to see more stuff from me in the future and help support the channel, consider subscribing. That way you can be among the first to see all the new stuff that I make in the future. But until then, thanks very much for watching this video, stay you and stay awesome, and I will see you all later on.